You're listening to KPFT Houston 90.1 on the dial. If you're down in Galveston, pick us up at 89.5. Our friends up in Huntsville, Texas, East Texas, and beyond, 91.9. It is time for Songwriter Studio. I am your host, Tom Tranchilla, and we've got a packed hour for you ahead. We're going to start out with brand new music from Tad Robinson, a soul and blues singer and harp player, followed up by our old friend Bill Aspinwall. He's teamed up with John Laneson. Name of their group is the Wild Elderberries. They have a brand new album, Common Ground. We're going to be interviewing them and playing tracks off their new record. Let's talk a little bit about the first album I'm going to feature on Songwriter Studio. Tad Robinson, winner of numerous awards. 2005 W.C. Handy Blues Award, Album of the Year. 2005 W.C. Handy Blues Award for Soul Blues Male Artist. The awards go on and on up to 2020, where he was nominated for the Blues Music Award for Soul Blues Male Artist of the Year and Blues Album of the Year. I'm going to jump into track number 1 off the album. Name of the album is Soul in Blue. Name of this track, Keep It in the Vault. Great shuffle here. Excellent keyboards in the background. Tight vocals in the groove. Let's listen to track number 1 off of Soul in Blue, Keep It in the Vault.
Baby, but you really know my mind. You've kept me out of trouble, honey, time after time. No, it's not what you say, baby. It's not just talking. You've been there for me, baby. You really walk the walk. Even when I mess up and it's all my fault. Hey baby, you keep it in the vault. You keep it in the vault. You knew me when I was in a world of hurt. You cleaned me up when I was face down in the dirt. Lost my sense of direction, and you brought me back in touch. You've seen me through my changes, baby, and stood by me just as much. You never take what I've said with a grain of salt. No, baby, and you keep it in the vault. You keep it in the vault. Hey now, yeah, yeah, yeah. The things we missed, just holding on to what we need, and the things we can't resist. You've always kept at bay, honey, the leeches who come by like bill collectors of the soul. Yeah, they'll try to suck a man dry, and your lips are sealed about any songs. Oh baby, you keep it in the vault. Yeah, you keep it in the vault. Yeah, just what love can do. Nothing in this world, baby, can shake my trust in you. You keep it in the vault. Woo, oh, baby, that's what you do. You keep it in the vault, and I just keep on loving you. Woo.
Keep It in the Vault, brand new music, Tad Robinson, the name of the new record, Soul in Blue. I'm going to jump into the next track I've got selected off the album, Out of Sight, Out of Mind. This is a slowed down soul song and beautiful piano work in the background from the brand new album, Soul in Blue. Again, this is Tad Robinson.
Never thought it would come to this. She's packed her clothes and gone. Left you standing there with nothing going on. Ain't it a shame she leave your love behind to let you cry alone, out of sight and out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Walking through the city streets, you think you see her in the crowd. She knows just where she's going, deep inside the neon cloud. Did she mean to break your heart? Did you know she was the kind who'd steal your love and leave out of sight and out of mind? Out of sight, yeah, yeah, yeah. Two people want it to. When one says it's all gone, there ain't nothing you can do. You can't keep holding on, and you can't get back the time. Starting over is a mountain you thought you'd never have to climb. Well, the sun keeps coming up, but it only hurts your eyes. Every day you hear people laughing, but they never tell you why. Then you sit and wonder how you could have been so blind when you know she's really left you out of sight and out of mind. Out of sight and out of mind. She really left you. Why did she leave you all alone? Oh, yeah.
Out of Sight, Out of Mind, brand new music, Tad Robinson from Soul in Blue. Tad recently signed with Maryland-based soul and blues focused Severn Records. Seemed to be a turning point in his career. Cut this new record, Soul in Blue, and I'm going to jump into the next track I've got queued up, Somewhere There's a Train. And this is a piano-based blues song. Let's listen to it right now. Brand new music, Tad Robinson.
Somewhere there's a train passing through the night, closer every hour, it'll soon be in sight. Bringing my baby near, she's got a ticket in her hand. It won't be long, she's coming home to her man. When she gets here, gonna hold her tight. Side by side, we'll catch the morning light. She slipped away from me, needed space and time, but now I feel the vibration coming up the line. I don't care who she's seen, we'll get our plans on track. I don't care where she's been, long as she makes it back. And I won't ask her to explain, somewhere there's a train. Where the future waits at the next rest station with the next turn of fate. When that whistle blows, watch those train cars roll. Love will carry on in the engine of the soul. I don't care who you've seen, we'll get our plans on track. I don't care where you've been, as long as we make it back. Through the wind and the rain, somewhere there's a train.
Somewhere There's a Train. Great song from Tad Robinson. The name of the new album is Soul in Blue. His 8th album. Been around for a while, been doing this a long time. I'm going to close out with one more track from this album, and then we're going to get into our interview with Bill Aspinwall and John Laneson. Name of the last track I've got queued up off of Soul in Blue is Keep Your Heart Open. Another great blues song, and if you're interested, go to tadrobinson.com and check out his catalog. Let's listen to Keep Your Heart Open right now.
This old country road, I can see the lightning flashing, but I don't see another soul. Somebody tell me why this world feels about to explode. What can I learn from hatred? It's just the other side of fear. I keep hoping and praying for a bit of sunshine to appear. Don't know where I'm going, but I know I can't stay here. Keep your heart open for love when it comes down. Oh yeah. Keep your heart open for love when it comes around. When it comes down, hey, 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 hey. The bed. I'm gonna keep on moving, 'cause I can't go back home again. The only thing is human kindness. That's all that matters in the end. Keep your heart open for love when it comes down. I say, keep your heart open for love when
that's what I call an abrupt ending. Brand new music, Tad Robinson, Soul and Blue, the name of the new record. A few samples off that record. Up next on Songwriter Studio, I have the Wild Elderberries, Bill Aspinwall and John Laneson, all the way from Colorado. And Bill, you are a longtime resident of Houston, Texas, and a member of the Hard Time Troubadours. We used to watch you on a weekly basis down at the Hops House, JP Hops House, down here on the west side of town. You found you a new home, moved to Colorado, met up with John, and constructed the Wild Elderberries. Tell us a little bit about how that worked out.
Sure. I moved here in 21, May or so, and in the fall, there is a group that met once a week that is sort of a song circle, a guitar circle. I didn't go every week, but I would meet people and so forth. And one week, Jack showed up, and he was playing this song about New Mexico, and there was a synchronicity there. So loved the song. I could tell he was a really gifted songwriter. The way we both played together seemed to fit really well. So we decided we would kind of get together every now and then just to swap songs and have some fun. At that time, I had actually tried to start another band with 3 other guys that included a mandolin player. And that band eventually just didn't work out. Good guys, but it just wasn't the best musical fit. Except that mandolin player, Bob Jeffries, who's just a wonderful musician. By that time, Jack had invited a friend of his, Sam Fuqua, who's just a killer bass player. And Jack and Sam had done individual one-off type gigs for a long time. I'll let Jack describe it. By then, there were 4 of us, a mandolin player, a bass player, and Jack and I. And, of course, Jack plays harmonica, and he's a wonderful front man. And so we were kind of putting stuff together. It takes a while, you know. We've designed it pretty much to do original music, which is not always the easiest sell as a band. You know, there's a lot of singer-songwriters who do okay with it, but as a band, you know, a lot of venues want to just have cover bands. There's a market for that. Nobody knows exactly what they're going to get with a band that does originals. But so it takes a while to put it all together. And then eventually we added Steven Jackson, who's our percussionist drummer, just a really talented drummer, percussionist. And that's our lineup now, the 5 of us. As that full 5-piece, it's maybe been 2.5 years. We have a residency at a local bar here in Loveland, and we play there once a month. And then we have other gigs that we pick up. So that's kind of the genesis of the band.
Jack, you grew up in Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado. You lived in all these places and ended up where you are now. I believe I read it was Little Thompson River, the front of a ranch. That's where you reside these days?
Yeah, we got a big garden and a little bit of ground enough for the grandkids to run around on, tree houses and that sort of thing. We live on the Little Thompson River, which is considered a navigable river. But barely, but you can stand in it. But it's a great place because it's a result of the last 20,000 years of geology, and there's just so much information down there.
Well, you guys have a brand new record out. The name of the new album is Common Ground, and it sort of relates to the relationship within the band. Let's talk about the first track I've got queued up and ready to go, Deeper in the Weeds. And Bill, this is so typical of Bill Aspinwall. It's got jazz, and you've mixed in the mandolin and the harmonica parts by Jack. By the way, when I address Jack, his real name, I assume, is John Laneson, but he goes by Jack, correct?
That's right.
Well, let's jump into this. And Bill, give the listening audience a little background on Deeper in the Weeds.
It's a combination of events in the sense, particularly raising children. And you know, Tom, it's a job that never ends. You're always trying to keep in mind what's best for the family. And, you know, as a parent, you're never 100% positive you're doing the right thing, but your intention is there. And you're just hoping that as kids get deeper in the weeds, that you've provided them with the sense of how to deal with things, that everything turns out okay. And it always necessarily doesn't turn out okay, but they find their way through it. It's sort of your best intentions.
From the brand new album, Common Ground, this is The Wild Elderberries, Bill Aspinwall and John Laneson.
I guess you could say I wear my heart on my sleeve. People like me must seem naive, reading people like a book. You poke a heart, it bleeds, while we wander deeper in the weeds. It's simple to be cynical. The world's just sand and clay. The truth is truth and easy to betray. But the toughest armor's hollow, and the plow somehow succeeds. Learning something deeper in the weeds. I wish that I could promise you some happy ever always, as if just a wish could bring better days. All these moments passing by like shadows on the street, like dreams that rest on people you never meet. Everybody wears a crown with a little up their sleeve, learning to survive just like a weed. And every day I hope you'll find some happy ever always.
Deeper in the Weeds, Bill Aspinwall composition, The Wild Elderberries. I love the name of the band. Next up, New Mexico. John, you wrote this song. Tell the listening audience about this track. I love the guitar work and the mandolin work.
Yeah, well, we go down to Santa Fe and Taos and that part of the world a lot, my wife and I. And you drive past these adobe structures, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. They've been there forever, and it kind of looks like they're going back into the ground. But at some point in time, they were somebody's best effort. They were, they put a new lean-to on the side of maybe they built a wall around the garden or whatever. They're just these wonderful structures, and just trying to create that sense of the wonderful solitude that you find on those high mesas, adobes, and so on. Anyway, that's just kind of what it's about.
Let's listen to that track right now off of Common Ground, The Wild Elderberries.
There's
This old adobe will turn to dust one of these days. And there's a cottonwood out in the yard, just a little bit of shade. Ditch out back is dry again. I thank the Lord the well is deep. The garden will provide again. It seems not to mind the heat. Oh, the clouds above my head and the dust upon the ground. Is it ever gonna rain again on this wind-blown farm? Life on the mesa, on these high desert plains. Darling, take a walk with me through the pinyons and the cedars and the sage. They say an unexamined life is just not worth the time it takes. Oh, I never thought about it much. I just took it day by day. And now it's just you and me. I guess the wind blew the kids away. Darling, take a walk with me through the pinyons and the cedars and the sage. Sometimes I gaze upon this land, and it's a comfort to behold how everything else can just slip away. You just never know. But there's a breeze tonight, and the moon will light the way. Oh, darling, take a walk with me through the pinyons and the cedars and the sage.
New Mexico, the Wild Elderberries. If you're just joining us, we have Bill Aspinwall and John or Jack Laneson, our guest on Songwriter Studio, playing songs off their new album, Common Ground. Let's talk a little bit about Passport. We're going to go back to Bill. Beautiful guitar work as usual. Your jazz chords are always so complex and beautiful. The solo on the harmonica, Jack, just stellar. Love this. Nice harmonies on the refrains. Give a little background on this track, Bill.
Yeah, well, current political situations have changed the whole international flow of traveling and working, and it's hard to say where this is going to end up. What I always say when we sing this song is it's not a bad idea to keep your passport current. And I kind of noted that I am a native to Colorado, but I lived in Texas a long time. Sometimes there's not a lot of difference between being a native or being an immigrant, where the hope is that your civil rights are maintained intact. There's no guarantee of that.
No, there's not. We are losing our rights on a daily basis anymore, and all we can do is hope for the future. Let's listen to Passport off the brand new album, Common Ground, the Wild Elderberries.
Some say the past is like a foreign land with archaic customs you can't understand. Now you're wondering if innocence is happenstance or a plan. Sorting through the tangled past, the hopes and fears of your 2 years before the mast. Now you wonder if forgiveness is the only thing that lasts. Hang on to your passport, boundaries always change. Refugees and natives sometimes are the same. There's no time for reverie, contemplation costs the war and peace of mind. Just needs to get lost. Every day, a new alphabet for the words you think of, no one's heard of yet. Now you're jumping on a hidden tightrope with no safety net. Hang on to your passport, boundaries always change. Refugees and natives sometimes are the same. There's no time for reverie, contemplation costs the war and peace of mind. Just needs to get lost.
Passport, brand new music, the Wild Elderberries. Our guest on Songwriter Studio. Thank you all so much for spending some time with us. We're going to keep moving on. John, off mic, you told the story of your grandfather on Coquille River. Why don't you give the listening audience a little condensed version of how this came about? Go ahead.
Sure. My aunt died. She was in her 90s, and she was the last of that generation. So I went out to the shop to see if I could find a picture and light a candle. And I was digging around, and I found a box that I had cleaned out stuff out of my parents' basement when they passed away. And in that box was a newspaper article, which was from 1924, which described the drowning of my grandfather on the Coquille River. Coquille River comes down into Bandon, Oregon, and he was bringing a load of logs down. And in that newspaper article, there was quite a description about this guy. And I didn't know anything about him. I don't think I even knew his name. And my grandmother never remarried, and she never talked about it, and so on. So suddenly somebody came alive to me that in ways that even if I'd have known the bag of bones, I don't think I'd have fallen in love with this guy like I did, just because I didn't know anything about him, and so my imagination was able to build whatever I needed. So at age 60, I discovered this guy. I took my mom's ashes out to the Coquille River, and my cousin took our grandmother's ashes out there. He had them for 40 years, and his mother's ashes. So the whole family winds up in the Coquille River. I wrote this song and caught an airplane and took my guitar and went out there and drove down to Bandon, Oregon. I knew where he died. I knew when he died. I knew the circumstances. And so I was there on the anniversary of his death. And at the appropriate time, 6 o'clock in the morning, I stood on the shore of the Coquille River and played that song. And I thought, if there's ever anybody looking down somewhere, I don't know how that works, but here's this guy playing a song to his grandfather. It's just how did that look and how did that feel? Anyway, the thought went through my head that's what I was doing. I felt like I was kind of participating in a ritual.
Wonderful story. I love the thought behind it and everything else. From the brand new album, Common Ground, this is the Wild Elderberries.
I found an old newspaper story in a box from long ago about a man drowning on a river out on the Oregon coast. I found a picture torn in half and maybe 2 or 3 more, and I remember just a few stories. Now there's just no way to know. He was a husband and a father, a good friend too, a man to get the job done, and there was always work to do. Up in those logging woods, it's got to be done right. It's an unforgiving business. A mistake can cost a life on that river, Coquille River. There were little girls in white dresses, and Papa was coming home. They said there's timber on the river, and they said there was a storm. Lace on the window, all in the path of harm. Years together, 3 babes left in arms by that river, the Coquille River. Anger turns to sorrow, and it all gets locked away. Carry the pain into tomorrow, you don't know any other way. He always had a piece of candy hidden somewhere in his clothes. It was a goodbye kiss in the morning, and he never came home from that river, the Coquille River. How can we miss what we never had? It was a story just too sad to be told, to pass down, about that river, the Coquille River. gather together by the water's side. Mama, Papa, and the children, this is where they will abide. Just a few ashes, and they're caught up on the wind, falling on the water, all together once again in that river, the Coquille River, the Coquille River.
Coquille River. You're just joining us. We have Bill Aspinwall and Jack or John Laneson as our guests in this portion of Songwriter Studio. Gentlemen, we got to keep moving on. We're going to be running out of time. Let's talk a little bit about Cliffs of Bolinas. Great harmonies in this one. Last line of the refrains are wonderful. Give the little background on this track, Bill.
Okay, well, some time ago, I won't say how many years, I actually lived in Bolinas, which is a little town on the California coast about an hour north of San Francisco. And it sits out near a headland right on the ocean, and it also happens to be right on the San Andreas Fault. And so when the big one comes, Bolinas may become an island rather than a little peninsula that sits out there. But it's an amazing little town, started a long time ago, sort of adjunct to the redwood forest lumbering industry and some dairy industries around there. Quite a cast of characters that live in that town. I met several people, and the song, it may be in a sort of a amalgamation of some of the people I met there. Just trying to explore a number of avenues, maybe even have a little R&B flavor in this tune and some rock, and just doing a little bit different, but we had a lot of fun doing it. Bob's adding some mandolin in there, and we just have a lot of fun playing this song.
From the latest album, Common Ground, the Wild Elderberries.
Out on the western coast, in a tiny tourist town, she wore privilege like a crown, her wealth a shadow ghost. A modern day maid Marianne, oh, she's a trust to Fairy Ann. She just wanted to chill. Love getting high in the afternoons with us till the last golden evening light disappeared high above the cliffs of Bolinas. Never-ending praise. She was so beautiful, her minion team so dutiful. In the vacuum of those days, when everybody wants a slice, you got to wonder what's the prize. She just wanted to chill. She loved getting stoned in the afternoons with us till the last golden evening light disappeared high above the cliffs of Bolinas. She kept a herd of wild dark horses. With all the underdogs she fed, the rookies and the comeback kids, the long shot sources. She only bets against the spread. Cheers and the Chivalets. Seen the sausage maiden wade. Even billionaires can't make her grade. She's not impressed with death. She said it just made sense. It's what you do in self-defense. She just wanted to chill. She loved getting baked in the afternoons with us till the last golden evening light disappeared high above the cliffs of Bolinas. High on the cliffs of Bolinas, running from the fault lines, dancing on the brink, soul in the clouds, far from the stars and the fury and the fire, gliding past the edge.
Cliffs of Bolinas. Beautiful harmonies there. I love that at the end. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being guests on Songwriter Studio. Bill, when do you plan on being in Houston again?
I wish I knew the answer to that, Tom. I guess as soon as I can get there.
I hope you sit in with the Hard Time Troubadours. They're still gigging. They've been playing at Bull and Bear and Kojak's, and I know we'll be waiting for you to make your return to the Troubs. Thank you much for being our guest. Jack, any plans on being in the Houston area?
Yeah, I get down there. I got family down there. I go down there 2 or 3 times a year.
It'd be nice if you two showed up together and did a show at Kojak's for us.
Maybe we will.
You said the album is available online. Why don't you give the listening audience some information on that and your website if they want to check your schedule?
Sure. The album is available on all of the streaming services, Spotify, so forth, and it's under the Wild Elderberries, Common Ground. And we also have things available on our website, which is wildelderberriesband.com. So there's a number of avenues to find Wild Elderberries music. We also did a live radio show on anyhow. So that's all that's available there. Go ahead and get to one of our favorite songs, Common Ground.
This is the title track, Common Ground. Bill Aspinwall, Jack Laneson, thank you guys so much for being our guest on Songwriter Studio.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it so much. Give my best to everybody down there.
Will do, buddy. Thanks again. Please stick around. Up next, Pan-African Journal with Akua.
Shouting out a point of view, any louder doesn't make it true. All over this land, it's them or us. Out on the left or over on the right, right or wrong, black or white. The middle got ground down to dust. So come on down, common ground. You know the way there, come on down, the common ground. I'll meet you down there, come on down to the common ground, and we'll stand together, come on down to the common ground. Got on a midnight train, it was cold, started to rain. We said goodbye and I never saw her again. But maybe just one more night, everything had been alright. But you can't stop a train, you sure can't stop the rain. So come on down to the common ground. If you've ever had a broken heart, come on down to common ground. If you've ever ever been lonely, come on down to the common ground. I'll stand there with you, come on down to the common ground. There's a river runs by my home. It cuts right down through the stone, all the way from the mountains, through the prairie and down to the sea. We're all different, we're all the same, a state of grace in a world of pain. The Spirit and the water gonna carry these troubles away from me. So come on down to the common ground. If you've ever been lonely, come on down to the common ground. If you've ever had a broken heart, come on down to the common ground. I'll stand there with you, come on down to the common ground. Ground. If you've ever needed a friend, come on down to the common ground. If you've ever lost your way, come on down to the common ground.